This video is about your dog emotions, feelings, and facts. Dog's most important role in life is being a best friend. But, do they have feelings? And if so, what are they? What do they feel like? A lot of people have been wondering and asking the same questions for centuries. Most people can read what their dog is feeling quite easily. You might think that your pup is happy to see you or that she loves you. Your dog is going to be a lot more alert and protective when they see other dogs. We've interpreted this statement as Rex does not like when he sees them, which is why he's angry when they're around. In this scenario, it seems like Rex would have a negative emotional response. It is difficult for many people to understand why dogs look like they were feeling emotions when, as recently as only 50 years ago, it was a point of scientific controversy. Here are the 5 amazing facts and interesting questions about dogs that people have been asking for centuries. Number 1. Is the history of dog emotions a machine or a soul? In ancient times, people used to think that dogs have vivid and deep mental lives, just like humans. They even assumed that dogs could understand the human language well. With the rise of science, things began to change. According to physics and mechanics, we can now build complex machines. Moreover, we were learning that living things also follow a system that is governed by mechanical and chemical rules. In light of these findings, many religions stepped in to suggest that there must be more to humans than our mere mechanical and physical system. Historically, church scholars argued that people have souls, and they gave evidence for this by saying that humans have consciousness and feelings. Charles Darwin argued that animals might have the same mechanical systems as human beings, but they weren't endowed with a divine spark and couldn't have feelings to experience true emotions. Number 2. What are studies about the dog feelings in the past? Past studies have shown that dogs are capable of feeling empathy for humans, and now, researchers have found that dogs also feel emotions about other dogs. In one study, dogs watched a video of another dog being threatened by an unfamiliar person. The scientists found that the dog had an increased heart rate and breathed faster when watching the other dog in the video. The most obvious example of this is René Descartes, the French philosopher and scientist. In a popular set of essays, Descartes made the case that dogs and other animals were just machines. To him, my beagle Darby was just a dog-shaped thing with inside it all the biological equivalent of gears and pulleys. This machine does not have any thinking properties. However, it can be programmed to do specific tasks. Late philosopher Nicolas Malebranche summed up this idea concisely when he claimed that animals know nothing, fear nothing, eat without pleasure, act without knowing it, cry without pain, and they desire nothing. You might be able to argue against this by saying that if you challenge a dog they get angry, and it's proven by the fact that they snarl or snap. It might become intimidated, and this is evidenced by the fact that it whimpers and runs in the opposite direction. Early scientists and their successors would say that the dog is just an animal doing what is natural. You might say that if you kicked a dog it would yelp in pain and fear. These scientists might argue that when you kick a toaster, it would make a sound. Is this a yelp of pain? It's an argument they might advance that dogs simply act and don't feel. Number 3. What are the things that we know about dog emotions? Science has come a long way since Descartes and Malebranche's time. Humans and dogs have similar brain structures that produce emotions. Dogs also experience the same emotions and undergo similarly intense chemical reactions as humans do, meaning that your dog is as emotionally intelligent as you are. With the same chemistry and neurology that people have, it seems reasonable to suggest that dogs also have emotions similar to ours. Though dogs and humans have different emotional ranges, they share a lot in common, which is why we often see and own dogs as pets. From joyful pups to frustrated and fearful canines, scientists have learned a lot about how dogs experience emotions. There's no denying science has been making waves over the last few centuries. It's now come a long way from the ideas of thinkers like Descartes and Malebranche. It's now pretty clear that dogs have all the same structures that humans do in order to produce emotions. Dogs experience the same chemical changes and hormonal fluctuations that humans do during emotional states. There are even reports that dogs can produce oxytocin, the same hormone present in humans when we feel love and affection for others. Considering that dogs have the same biology as we do, it makes sense to assume that they share similar emotions. Though dogs do feel a range of emotions, it's good to not jump to the conclusion that they emote like humans. Number 4. What are the current studies of dog emotions? To figure out what animals feel, research should be done to explore the emotions of humans. While it's true that some people are born without certain emotions, chances are that the person you're talking to has had these emotions at some point in their life. The truth is, no one really knows how many different types of feelings we have. Children have limited emotions, but over time, those emotions differentiate, and it's at adulthood when you see them develop fully. So, what is the importance of collecting emotional data on our dogs? Some research has now revealed that dog brains operate on a level akin to that of human brains aged 2.5 years. It is reasonable to assert that this conclusion applies to most cognitive abilities and emotions. Human research should indicate what might be expected of our dogs. Dogs are different from 2-year-old children. They have fewer kinds of emotions than adults, but they still experience the same joy, sorrow, etc. Newborn babies are excited and often cry. This indicates how excited babies were, as they went from being relatively calm to a state of frenzy. From the first days of life, we can feel happy or sad. Positive states and distress come to vary, so it is now possible to identify general emotions. In the next few months, a baby will start showing signs of disgust, fear, and anger, but joy may not emerge until they are nearly 6 months old, after which shyness or suspicion might be detected. True affection doesn't really develop until 9 or 10 months of age. The social emotions which involve learning those which have elements to them take a long time before they really show up. Shame, pride, and guilt all begin to show themselves around 3 years of age. A child will feel contempt around the age of 6. Number 5. Do dogs actually experience their emotions? Being able to read the emotions of dogs is a skill everyone needs in order to understand them better. Puppies have a more rapid developmental cycle in comparison to humans and usually achieve all of the emotional range they will have at 4 to 6 months of age, depending on their breed. The important fact about dogs is that the assortment of emotions available to them is similar to those available to a 2.5-year-old child. This means that a dog has a set range of basic emotions including joy, fear, anger, disgust, and love. Complex emotions such as guilt and shame do not come into play for dogs. Most owners would probably say they've seen some evidence their dog feels guilt. It's not uncommon for pet owners to return home only to find their dog hiding away from them and that they've had an accident on the floor. It is entirely possible that the dog was feeling guilty about the transgression. Regardless of what it appears to look like, this is actually fear. Older animals can't handle uncertainty and are scared by the unknown. Your dog will do his best to avoid the area when he sees you coming because he knows that you'll punish him. He fears punishment, and as such cannot feel guilt. It's not just how technology impacts the owners who use them, it also has implications for those around dogs. The good news is that there's no need to worry. You can dress your dog in that silly Batman costume at the party. Regardless of his appearance, he will not feel ashamed. He won't feel that big of a sense of pride either. Dogs provide such great love and contentment that it's impossible to not feel them. It is just like the Beatles said, all you need is love. We are very happy that our dog provides it in abundance. What do you think about dogs? Do you own one? Please share your thoughts in the comments box down below. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you are new here. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.